Namaste, I'm Dhruvika, design team member at Craft Angles. Today I have three very sparkly cards to create along with you. For my first card here, I have made a very beautiful, simple, clean card. So for this, I begin with trimming off the paper in the measurements of 4 1/4 and 5.5 inches, and then I affix the stencil, which is called the floral grills here. Now I'm affixing it using my washi tape, and then I have three colors in orange, pink and purple that I smooshed over my craft mat, and then I will be scooping out the unicorn glimmer paste from Craft Angles, which is a latest release. So that is how I make three segments, one for orange, one for pink, and the last for purple. Now after I mix this, the color or the pigment of the distress inks will start reacting with the paste here. Now it is time that I'll start putting it onto the stencil. So I started from the right hand side uppermost corner, wherein I put in some color of the orange, and gradually I'll start to put in some pink and then purple. I'll make sure that the colors blend in very gently because so that it's a easy transition. So like you see here, I'm using a flat surface. In this case, I'm using a credit card, unused credit card, because it gives a little better control over any knife or palette knife. So here I'm also mixing some pink, and I'll start mixing it again the way we did it for orange. So I'm putting it some on the orange part as well, and then start to blending downwards. Lastly, I do it for the color purple as well, and when it is done, I'll peel off the stencil, and that is how our panel looks like. So I think it's a beautiful panel that has come out, and now it is time to die cut it using the oval die. And now once it is done dry die cut, I cut a piece of cardstock which measures 11 by 4.5 inches, which is cut from the 12 by 12 midnight black cardstock from Craft Angles, and then I adhered this particular panel using the 3D foam tape, and that is how it looks. So now for the sentiments, I'm going to keep it very simple, and I trim off the sentiments called Let's Celebrate, and then I fix it using the 3D foam tape, and our card is done. For my next card here, I'm going to make a beautiful evening scene wherein I'm using few dies here and there. To begin with, I'm using the same panel which measures 4 1/4 and 5.5 inches, and I'm going to ink blend using the Tattered Rose Distress Oxide Worn Lipstick on the top, and I'll complete it with some um, preserved seedless preserve distress oxide, and I just try start to blend in. We'll make sure that the colors are a little darker because once we add the unicorn glimmer paste out here, it is going to subdue a little, but we don't want to lose out on the effect. So this is how my panel looks, and I'm really happy with how it has come up. Now I'm scooping a good amount of the Unicorn Glimmer paste here from Craft Angles, and I just put it onto the craft mat and then sweep it using the credit card that I was using. Since a flat and covers a larger area, we'll make sure that it covers really well. So I'm going to swipe it in one direction from top to bottom because I don't want the colors to mix up. So this is how my panel looks, and I think it looks pretty good because of the chunky glitter pieces out here. I'm going to cut a little bit from my scissors. I already have a panel which measures 4 and 1/4 and 5.5 inches, and I've already die cut one big circle out here. So that gives a window to peep in. And now I'll be making a little tropical summery scene, for which I've already die cut few palm trees from the black cardstock. And this is one palm tree which I had in my stash, which I'm going to paste it here along with the beautiful hammock which is hanging from the trees. So this is how it looks after I have pasted it. Now I'm adding the sentiments called sending love. For my last card today, I'm going to make a little wintry scene after the summery one. So for this, I start with the 4 and 1/4, 5.5 inches panel, which I'm now ink blending with the various shades of blue. I start with the tumbled glass, go with the broken china and the chips of fire. I also have a few inks by Craft because I think they're a little juicy and really brings a good color. So I keep ink blending until I'm happy. I start with the lightest most color and then start to blend in upwards onto the darker shades of blue, and in the corners I will use some black to pop the blue color out. So this is how our panel looks, and now I'm going to use the solid stamps, one which I have, which is the reindeer, little rabbit, and the birch tree. So now I'm going to use these solid stamps which are absolutely black, and I'm going to stamp it using the black dye ink. So this is how it looks, and now I'm going to again swipe this particular glimmer paste, which is called the unicorn glimmer paste. And now I'm just swiping it through because now this chunky part I think is going to give us a beautiful effect of the snow that is falling off. And I'm just swiping it very easily and slow, but I don't want to make it a little too smooth because the snow has some density here and there which I want to preserve it while I swipe it. So I'm swiping it all from up to down because I don't want colors to mix in. Once I'm happy and ready, I have trimmed my panel in the measurements of 4 by 5, and then I stuck it onto the note card which measures 11 by 4 and 1/4, which I've scored in half to make a card which makes it a note card size. I hope you enjoyed all three sparkly cards that we created. Please let me know